Hey guys, how's it going? It's Louis here from Future Me. Hope you're all keeping safe and well. And today I wanted to make a really quick video basically talking you through what's actually happening at the moment with regard to GCSEs, AS levels, A Levels, EPQs and all that sort of thing, and hopefully answering some of the questions that you guys have got. So before we jump into answering some of the questions, just to let you guys know, in the description box below is the document linked that I am getting all this information from to answer these questions, and I have time stamped my answers to each question. So if there's just one particular question that you're interested in finding out the answer to, then have a look now, see whereabouts in the video that is, and you can skip straight to it. So one more thing I just want to make clear before we get stuck into the questions, guys, is that this information is correct as of today's date, which is the 30th of April 2020. Obviously we're living in a time where things are all up in the air and information is changing day to day, so it is worth staying up to date. But as I said, as of today, this information is correct. Okay, cool, so let's get stuck into some questions. How will my grade be determined? Okay, so essentially schools and colleges have been asked to make a fair judgment of the grade they believe you would have achieved if exams had gone ahead as normal. So in order to do that, they're going to take into consideration a range of factors, including homework, assessments, coursework, mock exam results, and all that sort of thing. So you're not literally just going to be judged off, say, your mock exams or your coursework. All these factors are going to be taken into consideration when they decide what grade they feel best represents what you would have got if exams had gone ahead as normal. The government are also asking schools and colleges to provide a rank order of students within each grade as well. Should schools and colleges be setting me new work that can count towards my grade? So there's no requirement for schools or colleges to be setting any extra work that's going to contribute towards your grade come the summer. This is largely due to the fact that some students may be at a disadvantage in comparison to others. Maybe some people don't have access to the internet at home, maybe they don't have access to their own laptop or computer or to extra textbooks or anything like that. Now, the one thing that I do want to mention, and I've got it written down here because I don't want to get the wording wrong. It says that where additional work has been completed after schools and colleges were closed on the 20th of March, heads of centres should exercise caution where evidence suggests a change in performance. In many cases, this is likely to reflect the circumstances and context in which the work is done. So basically there's no requirement, and as I said, largely that's due to some students may be at an advantage or a disadvantage in comparison to others. What about a coursework-based subject where I can't sit an exam? So as we mentioned before, schools and colleges have been asked to take into consideration a wide range of factors when determining your grade. So if you do a course that doesn't actually have an exam, you will have done coursework previously, or in homework and assignments and all that sort of thing. So take into consideration how well you've done across all of those when determining your grade. When will my results be released? Results are still expected to be released as normal, so that's the 13th of August for A Levels and the 20th of August for GCSEs. Will grades issued in 2020 carry the same weight as in previous years or against future years? Yes, so in the document they've made it very clear that any grades that you do get awarded this year will carry exactly the same weight as what they would have if exams had gone ahead, and they'll still be just as valuable as ones obtained in previous years and as in future years. They've also made it clear that certificates will still be presented in the same way as well. Will I still be able to progress to the next stage of education or employment with my grades? Yes, so to tie into the answer from the last question, your grades will carry the same weight, so regardless of whether you want to go into employment or whether you want to go into further education, you'll still be able to do so. Can I make an appeal if I am not happy with my grade? Okay, so to answer that question simply, yes, there is an appeals process. So if you end up with a grade that you strongly disagree with, then you have got that option to contest it and hopefully get a higher grade. Now I just want to read out what it actually says in the document just so I'm crystal clear on this. It says that there will be an opportunity to appeal that is being discussed at the moment. However, it's proposed that, like normal, appeals should be made to exam boards by schools and colleges on behalf of one or more of their students. Now, it is worth noting that there may be a fee involved with this process. It does say, importantly though, in addition to this, that you will have the opportunity to retake exams in the autumn series or in summer 2021. And if you choose to do this, students will be able to use the higher of the two grades for future progression. How will this affect private candidates, including home educated students? Okay, so this answer is quite lengthy and there's loads of important points that I want to make sure that I definitely get covered, so I'm going to read out what it says in the document. So it says, essentially, where centres have accepted entries from private candidates, those students should be included so long as the head of centre is confident that they and their staff have seen sufficient evidence of the student's achievement to make an objective judgment. So essentially what that means is they'll follow the process as normal, as we've already answered in the first question, i.e. centres are going to have a look at mock exam results, coursework, assessments, homework and all that sort of thing, and they'll do the same provided that they are happy that they've got enough evidence to be able to provide a fair judgment and give a fair grade. Then goes on to say that exam boards right. It then goes on to say that exam boards are currently exploring whether it might be possible for some centres, such as those with particular experience of working with distance learners, to work with those private candidates who need a grade in the summer in order to progress, whether that's into employment or into further education. It then goes on to say that centres might be able to submit centre assessment grades and a rank order for those candidates, even though there's no existing relationship between the centre and the candidate, but it is not yet known whether this is possible. So if that does apply to you, then this is something that's worth keeping an eye on. I'm sure there's going to be information that comes out very soon in relation to this. It does say though, in the meantime, that private candidates should seek information about their options from the centre where they were due to take their exams in first instance, and then from their exam board, although it may be necessary that students who have not been studying with a school or a college to take exams in the additional autumn series or next summer in 2021. How will this affect students with special educational needs and or disabilities? So the process remains largely the same, so schools and colleges will be taking into consideration a wide array of factors when determining your grade, so things like mock exam results, homework, coursework and all that sort of thing. But it does say in the document that judgment of grades will also be made assuming that students had continued to receive any usual additional learning support, and it also goes on to say that where students have an agreed reasonable adjustment for their exams, schools and colleges should also take account of the likely achievement of this student with these in place. Will I be able to see the centre assessment grades that my school or college submits? So to answer this one, simply no. You won't be able to know what grades have been submitted on your behalf, neither will your parents or your carers. Now it does go on to say in the document that this is to protect the integrity of the teacher's judgments and to avoid teachers, heads of departments or heads of centres feeling under pressure to submit a grade that is not supported by any evidence. So guys, hopefully I've been able to answer a question or two that you may have had in relation to what is actually happening at the moment with regard to GCSEs and A Levels and all that sort of thing. Now I can't stress how important it is that you stay up to date with all the latest information that comes out. Not only are things updating week by week, but day by day, if not hour by hour. So it's really important that you stay up to date with all the latest information. As I said, all the information in today's video is correct as of today, the 30th of April, but that's not to say that there might be a couple of changes here or there that might affect you in one way or another. So it's really important you stay up to date with everything. In the description box below, we've also got the link to the document that I used to get the answers for this video. So if you want to do some extra reading, find out some answers to a couple more questions, then just follow that link. And also in the description box is the links to our social media channels. So we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on TikTok. So if you guys want to stay up to date with all the things that we're doing here at Future Me during lockdown, then head over to our social media channels, give us a follow, and I'll see you guys in the next video.